Ben Reichert. I'm the founder and CEO of Game Colab. Yeah, so Game Colab, as it currently is a community advocate and video game incubator here in Phoenix. Originally started off as a co-working space for game developers, and then we started adding a lot more features, mostly connecting developers with each other, and then also adding educational kind of workshops and opportunities for people outside of games to get to know games as well. One of the current incubator teams that we have has developed a lot of mobile apps, including one that's compatible with the Google Cardboard. So you can, it's really cool. It's called Wizards 1984, and you basically have to turn all the way around in order to see all the enemies around you. And it looks very like Tron-esque, if you know that art style. And you're basically kind of shooting and shooting missiles and stuff like that, these things that are coming in at you, and they can come anywhere, all around you. So it's funny when you see people play it, they're kind of dancing around in circles. So they got really into that, and they're building the second version now. But they also got excited because of, like you said, the actual cardboard is open source. So one of the business models they're looking at doing, and this is where we're helping with the Colab, is to create actual hardware. So to build those Google Cardboard, but they've innovated on it. So they're adding different features like buttons and that kind of spring and things, and also kind of lenses, and then also some cool unique artwork. So we're actually looking for artists locally who would like to do something like that. I don't know if you've ever seen like the little vinyl like Mooney dolls or anything like those, or like Kid Robot, when they get artists to like do different versions that have like street art or whatever kind of cool art in it. So we're looking for artists. The way that we at Game Colab try to help this is by just offering opportunities for all of these different groups to come together, meet each other, share ideas, and actually just understand that they're here in town. That's like the biggest thing that we see all the time, is that the comments that people walk away with whenever we do some kind of a mixer or a jam or whatever it is, showcase especially, is that, wow, I didn't know this talent existed here, and now that gets me really excited. I'm going to go home and start making more games. So I'm also a professor at the University of Advancing Technology, and I teach their game production classes and kind of co-run their what we call the UAT game studios. There we've got right now 126 students working on 8 different games. So they're pretty cool, pretty big endeavors. So there's some cool stuff coming out of there, definitely to watch out for. Most of them still are kind of the prototype beta kind of phase, but games like The Great War or Mirrored, Crimson Knights and Mortal Coil and stuff like this. Pretty cool stuff. So Arizona games that are really cool, that just top of my mind, Never Alone, I mentioned it to you before. I've been playing that one again. I worked with Eline Media early on, and worked with them on setting up that Center for Games and Impact over at ASU. But part of another thing that Eline was working on at that time was this collaboration with the Native Alaskans. And they created this game called Never Alone that kind of highlights the Native Alaskan culture. So it's super cool, super fun. It's like a platforming, kind of like Limbo, if you played that. And actually it's 2-player at the same time, so it's really cool. So one person controls a little girl and the other person controls the little Arctic fox, and you like solve puzzles that way. It's really neat. So you should definitely check that out. Reflections, obviously, you said you've already kind of seen that. Once Reflections kind of runs its course, which will be a little while yet, we're hoping Grave comes out to a lot of acclaim as well, also from Broken Window Studios. Sketchcross is currently out on PlayStation Vita. That was, again, another incubator team from last year. Kendall at Spiky Fish Games launched it in the US, and we're looking to get it out into the European market as well. It's doing pretty well. So if you have a PlayStation Vita and you like puzzle games, kind of like Sudoku, but with pictures and stuff, it's cool. One of the issues we have right now in this industry is that almost everybody can make a game. And so you get a lot of stuff. You get good games and you get a lot of bad games. And all the platforms are very saturated. So whether it's Steam or iOS or Android, they're all very, very saturated. So finding a game that you like is difficult. I think I just heard the other day, there are 4,000 new games on Steam every year. I forget what even the smaller number was, but it was like 10 a day or something like this. It's like crazy. So imagine trying to get exposure in a space like that, in a market like that. But yeah, it's, mobile's the same. There are like a few publishers that really push everything and own, control kind of like a good chunk of the market. So getting yours out there and getting it seen. Again, it's easier to make it than it ever has before because of like engines like Unity and Unreal that are free, basically. And then, of course, a whole slew of other ones. But once you do that, then to get it on the platform is also relatively simple. I mean, you pay, $100 or a couple here and there to get it on there, and then like even early access, you can start asking for money. But that just again means that there's more people out there. So, so that's again why I'm kind of looking at focusing a bit more on help to gain exposure for the local developers. Starting at a local level, because I think that'll help a lot, because then people can get behind it and not just, oh, it's a cool game, but also, yeah, these are people in my neighborhood, in my backyard that I really want to see succeed, and then it's a lot easier to talk about that, right, and create a little conversation about that.